Craig, the Leeds fan, is next up. Craig, welcome to the Sports Bar.
Hello, Craig.
Welcome to the Sports Bar.
How are you both, all right?
Yeah, good. Yourself?
We're okay, Craig. How are you?
I've tried to calm down. I've just watched the highlights of the Germany-Macedonia game, which is great. Giving me great.
What about Timo Werner's miss, Craig?
That was quite something.
Oh, my gosh.
Don't want to be too friendly with you, Jason. I have two things to say, if that's okay.
Say that again. You don't want to be too friendly?
In particular with you, and I'll explain why, if I may. If I'm going to be allowed to.
I'm getting worried. Should I be worried, Craig?
Very much so.
Oh, dear. Okay.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
I think we've spoken before. I think we've spoken before, Craig, haven't we?
We did, Jason. I rang about 3 weeks ago about the Leeds Southampton game when somebody cheated. The Southampton player cheated to try and get a penalty. VAR turned it round. I detest cheating in sport, which is why
I love a good dive.
I'll bring this point up in a minute.
Right.
First thing I want to say is about the game. That's about as good as we are. I thought it was a typical vanilla sort of performance. A lot was made of the fact we made the semi-finals in the World Cup. Mustn't be forgot, we basically got a bye in that World Cup to the semi-finals. I know you might not agree with that, but we didn't.
No, it was a favourable route.
It is a favourable. You're absolutely right. But you know, I think there's a little bit more credit needed to be given.
Yeah,
you know?
that's fair enough. That's fair enough, Jason. I don't want to be too harsh on Southgate because I don't dislike him. I think he lacks something. I think he's an equivalent of Solskjaer, really. I think he's the national manager equivalent of Solskjaer.
Yeah, I agree.
But I agree with your assessments on the game tonight. I think Maguire got us out of trouble. But my second point, and this is the thing I want to come to, you both assessed the game right, apart from one thing, which you both got wrong. Now, I don't want to be too hard on you, Perry, because earlier in the week, when you two were having the debate on the Wales game and about Sheik...
Last night. It was last night, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Last night.
That was cheating.
Yeah.
Simulation.
Right.
Dive.
You thought it was cheating. Jason didn't, and Jason uses the word simulation.
Well,
it's a very polite,
bending the rules.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, look, so this is not aimed at you, Perry, but the media, and I'm including you in this, Jason, the media, look, say it as it is. If it's cheating, it's cheating. Now, the penalty tonight, you both thought it was a penalty, and I'm not including you in this, Perry, because you're in charge to get one thing wrong. You've got this wrong.
In your opinion?
In my opinion.
Right.
Fair comment. In my opinion. But I will say the fact that at half-time I thought, well, they're going to show this again on ITV. Now, I'm not mixing ITV and talkSPORT mixed up. I'm not getting you mixed up. They're going to show the penalty incident again at half-time. They didn't, simply because they could not find an angle where the guys made contact.
How do you know that? How do you know?
Well, we saw it. I saw that he made contact with his left foot on the back of Raheem Sterling.
It's a foul.
I've just seen the highlights again, Perry, on ITV. There's no contact whatsoever.
There is. He comes through the belly, comes through the back of him.
Mate, trust me. The more you see it, the more you realise he hasn't gone near him. Sterling realises he's gone to ground, which you both pointed out. But if the player goes to ground, it doesn't mean it's an automatic penalty if there's no contact.
But honestly, the angle that we saw on the replay, Hellick, who comes in from behind him, he with his left foot, he hits the back of Raheem Sterling.
Perry, the more you see it, mate, he's gone. Sterling can't wait to go down, which is what he does week in, week out.
That's not the point.
He's waiting for the challenge.
Yeah, mate, that is a very, very polite way of saying the guy's gone down.
But Craig, this is something that really annoys and frustrates me. Okay, and you're doing it now. There is no criticism whatsoever of the defender. Right now, that defender there has made an error. He has made a mistake.
There's no need for the challenge.
Sterling is going nowhere.
I agree.
Okay,
I totally agree.
So before you start pointing the finger at Sterling and saying what Sterling has done wrong, all right, you should be pointing the finger at the defender, saying the defender has given the referee a decision to make.
I agree, and that's fair comment, but you are absolutely wrong. There's been no foul committed. You're right. One thing he's done wrong, the defender, he has given the referee a decision to make. However, it doesn't make it a penalty if there's no contact. And Sterling, and listen, mate, the fact that they have not shown any replays at half-time, I'm thinking, okay, they didn't show it at half-time, they must show it at full-time. Guess what? They didn't. They could not find an angle.
They don't care about that. No. Why do ITV care about whether if it's not a penalty?
England,
no, but they're not going to, Craig.
No, it
Craig,
gives
you've
them
got that
talking.
wrong.
Craig, it gives them talking points.
England England cannot be seen to be cheating because we're whiter than white. You know what, Will?
Do you know what, Craig? I've got it here, mate. You're wrong.
Right.
There is contact.
There's contact.
Craig,
I've seen it.
I've just watched it again. You're wrong.
Yeah.
You are 100% wrong, mate. There is contact.
That's what I said. He comes through the back of him.
There is contact. You've come on here and you said there's no contact at all. You worry me because I thought, have I seen the angle that
No,
looks?
the angle
There is
we
contact.
saw, there was
Craig.
contact.
There is.
Okay.
Hell, it
I need
come
to go
through the back
step
of him.
because I've
There
seen
is.
it 3 or 4 times now, and I can't.
No,
see
Craig,
any
there
contact.
is, mate. There's.
Okay, well, listen, Jason. I'll take that on board.
All
but
right.
in light of the conversation you had last night about Roberts and Sheik,
Yep.
when Perry, and this is why I don't want to include Perry and not.
No, you can.
Stop saying that.
No, because I thought last
He's
night.
letting Perry off here.
Listen,
No.
Roberts
listen,
cheated
Jason,
last
simply
night.
Because I thought Perry showed an awful lot of integrity with his conversation last night.
He's gullible and naive as well.
Say again.
Gullible and naive from Perry Groves.
Don't bite. Don't bite.
And you're being gullible and naive. Let me tell you now, Craig, right? The hypocrites that... Bamford, right? If Bamford goes down in...
No. Don't do that. Please.
No, I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
No,
I've
because
just done it.
You can't question Craig's integrity.
No, I am questioning his integrity.
You
I am
don't know
because
him.
no, I am going to question it because he's a football fan.
him
I know
speak,
football
then.
fans.
Let him speak.
No, he's had enough to say.
Go on, Craig.
Go on, Craig.
Jason, if Bamford went down in the last minute to get us a spot in the Champions League and he cheated, I can't help it. Unfortunately, I'm full of integrity. I can't help it. I'm just one of those people. And no, I wouldn't be celebrating.
You wouldn't celebrate the goal. What would you do? If Bamford just scored the goal penalty.
Jason, no, this is not what I'm saying. The game, it's not winning at all costs. Life can't be about winning at all costs. It makes me wonder, have you got posters of Lance Armstrong on your wall?
That's a good point.
Do you know what? He's like...
cheating
No,
at all
that's...
costs.
But
You
that's...
win at all
But see,
costs.
this is it, you see. This is totally different, okay? This is manipulating a situation that's in front of you. Lance Armstrong, you can't compare the two, Craig.
Well, the fact he's the absolute cheat, like Patrick Reed, like the Australian
But
cricketers.
there is, it's not a level playing field there. That's completely different. At least when you're on a field, you know that up the other end of the pitch there is an opponent that could do something exactly the same to you, and more often than not, that can happen to you. And you know this England's problem at some tournaments. Thanks for the call, Craig. I think England's problem at some tournaments is that we don't implement the dark arts enough. I think that we are a little bit green.
But I don't want my team.
I couldn't care. Do you know, honestly, I'll say it now. I couldn't care less. If Harry Kane dies in the last minute of World Cup, I couldn't care less. I couldn't care because, do you know what? It could happen up the other end.
It can happen, but because they do it and your opponents do it, doesn't mean to say that you have to go to that level.
Do it.
It doesn't.
Do it.